Okay everyone, here's the Chevy Powerglide, made from 62 to 72, aluminum casing versus the 62, and prior to that was cast iron. So this is the aluminum version, which is a better version in my opinion, much lighter and more efficient. Okay, now as you can see where the four bolt holes are at for the bracket, or as I like to have it on an engine stand. Alignment hole for dowel pin from the block to the trans, and one over here is the same. The other bolt holes, there's 6 of them total. These transmissions bolt on from the 4-cylinder to the big block Chevy. Now, change the input spline to an aftermarket one. It holds a whole shot of the trans brake, which this transmission eventually will get in a rebuild kit. For 3,000 to 45 to 5,000 stall torque converter, because it's open wider area here is where a torque converter goes. So when you change this input shaft to the aftermarket, as I said, it'll stand up a lot more hole shots or a sudden snap when you snap it to gear with a trans brake. This input shaft won't break nearly as easy. And when you change this shaft, also it will work with the Turbo 350 torque converters, which are made for that kind of race purposes. And the outer spline here is 27, indicates it's also a Powerglide, and it'll also fit a GM3 Turbo 350 and work with that. They're all, the Powerglides and Turbo 350s are all 27 spline on this. Now we're back to the tail housing of the Powerglide. Now this piece right here you see fairly well is the vacuum modulator, which gets it to shift automatically from first to second. That would be taken out and a solenoid put in for the trans brake. Now in this general area right here on the tail housing itself, there'd be a pad casted on with the tailpiece, 3 bolt holes for a Corvette transmission, which this is not. And your, take the plug out, the outer shaft or outgoing shaft, it's right here for 27 spline, will fit a 700R, a Powerglide, and a Turbo 350, all interchangeable with the slip yoke. But this section right here, I'd like to retake this cap off. The slip yoke of a 700R, the Turbo 350, and the Powerglide, as I said, interchangeable, but it's the same slip yoke. You don't have to change a slip yoke to go from a Glide to a 700R. Now on the left side on the transmission pan, you have your identification code for what the transmission is, make, model, year. I just don't know what it actually come out of, but it came out of one that I mentioned earlier. Now, I know you can't see this very well, but I'm going to try to do this as best as I can. T8 C12NL. T is in Thomas, the number 8. C is in cat, 1, 2. N is in Nancy, L is in Larry. Okay, for the Powerglide code, T8C is in cat, 1, 2, N is in night shift. The L, I haven't found out what that stands for yet. But here's what this all is. Toledo, March 1968, 12th date, night shift. L, still figuring out what that's for. And one more thing about this is on the 176 to 182 on the input splines I showed you earlier in this video. Okay, the 176 first gear, which is the highly sought after transmission for the Powerglide, 12 7/8, which is a 176 first gear to 100 or 100 on the top gear, and a 182 to 1 is a 12 5/8. That's in length. So your 12 7/8 in length is the better transmission, and a 12 5/8 is your lesser performance transmission. The 176 came out in a V8 only. The 182s came out in the glides. They're weaker ones and not used unless they are a light car, just mildly built for the street. So that's all for now for the Maniacal S10. So have a great one and keep watching the videos and keep subscribing. Have a great one, y'all. Thanks. Bye.